What is up guys, Jarvinus here, and today we're picking up the hot topic of Masterwork Cores. Now, I've seen a few tutorials around what I believe to be effective ways to get Masterwork Cores, but I've sort of built upon those in what I believe to be currently the most effective way in obtaining those. So we're going to be covering that off in this video today. If you do find it useful though, feel free to leave a rating below, and if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button for future Destiny content. But without further delay, let's get into it. So before we get into the farm itself, I think it's really important to look at what you have in your vault. A little bit of housekeeping goes a long way, and I was actually hoarding a shed loads of legendaries for absolutely no reason whatsoever, especially as now we can just collect them from our collections, right? So I took a bit of time initially before I went to Spider to clear myself out, and you'll be surprised, especially for energy weapons, because most of those will have a elemental mod from year 1, and those will drop mod components. So I got loads of mod components, which I went to Banshee a little bit later to buy some mods. So once you've done your housekeeping, head over to Spider in the Tangled Shore. He sells the Masterwork Cores directly, and for a few legendary shards each day you can get some for relatively cheap. But in the way the farm works, you should be able to get them from even cheaper. So we're going to cover that off now. As you can see, I'm buying some simulation seeds, and that's with good reason. Now, simulation seeds are for Brother Vance over in Mercury, and they're costing me legendary shards, which I have quite a few of. I'm sure you're probably hoarding quite a few as well. But the key thing about simulation seeds is this particular vendor, when you hand in packages, will grant shaders alongside legendaries and legendary shards, and as we can see here, a masterwork weapon. And the key reason for that is it allows us to get even more legendary shards back, because the key thing about a great farm is being able to recover your materials that you spend. So if we look at the overall cost currently, so it's 55 materials per level, which is a rough cost of 11 legendary shards, and as you can see, most are double drops, and they come with a shader and a chance to drop a masterwork item. So the average return is 8 shards, 6 weapon materials, and a chance of a mod component as well. So the current cost per rank is an average of 3 legendary shards all in all, which isn't too bad. So I started off with 555 shards, which bought 2 cores, which took me down to 537. So I spent 137, which gave me the 685 seeds, and then handed them in. I ended up with gaining 101 shards back, which took me back up to 501, had the 2 drops and the 566 weapon materials. So once you've used all your simulation seeds, head over to Banshee. Now once we're here, the current cost is working out at roughly 36 legendary shards for 2 cores, coming in at an average of 18 shards per core, but we can improve on that. So after handing in all the weapon materials that we gained back, for me personally, I gained an extra 3 Masterwork Cores, 34 legendary shards, a pure matter glass lens, and a direct free hand grip mod as well. You can get the finest matter weaves as well, which is a material which will give you a guaranteed masterwork drop from a boss, and that will stay active until that drops for you. So again, you can get some really worthwhile materials back, as well as gaining extra chances for those masterwork cores to drop. So at this point, this actually takes my actual spend to just 2 legendary shards for 5 masterwork cores, and that's excluding the 2 that I bought to kick myself off. So wrap this farm up then, if we take into account the shaders that Brother Vance dropped for us as well, if we dismantle them, we end up in a position where we end up with more legendary shards at the end than we had in the beginning. And that's what's great about this complete farm. If you loot this over and over, you've got an endless loop of materials which you can utilize. And I appreciate this is time consuming and far from ideal, but Bungie have addressed the issue, so we should hopefully see some in-game improvements in due course. But until then, feel free to utilize this method as a way of being able to maximize your materials to get the most Masterwork Cores you possibly can. But I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you did, as I said earlier, please feel free to leave a rating below. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy the Destiny content, then feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. But I'm going to jump into the game, guys. I'll catch you again in the next one. Peace out.